What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel, Victory Formation Sports Show. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Jackson State, yes, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, and the Jackson State Tigers are ranked in the FCS Top 25 for the first time since 2011. I'm going to read you a little bit from this article from the Inform. It says Jackson State, which is 3-0, under first-year head coach Deion Sanders, checked in at number 24. The SWAC members' first ranking since the final 2011 poll. Ohio Valley Conference leader Murray State is 3-0, and they're ranked number 25. So Jackson State's in the top 25 for the first time since 2011. Jackson State also beat Grambling for the first time in nearly a decade. They also snapped Grambling's 16-game home winning streak, which had extended all the way back, I think, into 2016 or something. So Jackson State and Coach Prime are doing some big things, and they have even bigger things that they want to accomplish. Now, I want to say something else. Coach Prime, he's proven a lot of haters wrong, right? Because even people like me were skeptical of Deion Sanders' first year at Jackson State. You got to remember, Deion Sanders has never been a head coach at any level, right? Deion Sanders was an extreme football player, an extreme baseball player. He played in the Major League Baseball, like he played in a World Series in baseball. Actually played, and he actually is a Hall of Fame defensive back and kick returner, punt returner in the NFL. He also was a Hall of Fame college football player. He was a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. He was a combine hero, and just, it's prime time. We know what prime is. And what's so impressive about what he's doing at Jackson State, I've made videos pretty much every week after every single win, is the way he's doing it. He's doing it his style. This week, when they were playing Mississippi Valley State, he had Gilly and Wallow, because Deion has that relationship with Barstool. He has the Barstool podcast. Gilly and Wallow had the $1,000 worth of game podcast on the Barstool networks as well. He's had Rex Ryan come in and talk to his kids. He's had Troy Aikman on the sideline, and he's gonna probably have somebody on the sideline in or at the games probably every single week, right? Like every single week they're at home. And then he's talked about rebuilding the stadium, getting turf field, allowing his kids to market themselves when the image and likeness rules change in the NCAA. Like there's all of these expectations and hope that he's having at Jackson State that I know is only going to raise the value of the program. He also spoke about getting these nationally televised games, which are huge, not just for Jackson State, but for the rest of the HBCUs. He talks about how his team has played on ESPN2 last week when they played Mississippi Valley State. They'll play on ESPN2 again this week, March 20th, against Alabama State. They'll also play on the ESPN networks when they play Prairie View later and Southern later this season. But he talks about how that exposure, not just for his school, but for the rest of the HBCUs that are participating in the games, is huge. You can't put a dollar amount on that. And I'm with him. I am with him when he says that, because that is something that some kid at home is watching, and they're watching Deion, or they're watching Alabama State or Alcorn or Grambling or whoever the team, Prairie View, that they're playing that week. And it's like, dang, I can go to those schools, be successful, get exposure that my friends and family can watch me. They'll have access to watching me. And then and we'll see in a few years, but I think you can make it to the NFL, which is the ultimate goal for a lot of kids that play college football. That is amazing, and it's a testament to Deion. And to have this team, this Jackson State team is 3-0. In 12 games last fall, they only won 4 games. They went 4-12 last year, the last time they played football, which was the fall of 19. So the last time they played football, the reason why they have Deion Sanders as the head coach, because they went 4-8. They won 4 games in 12 attempts. This year, they're 3-0. Now, you can say what you want about Mississippi Valley. You can say what you want about, a fluky win against Grambling. It is what it is. They just play the games on their schedule. Now, this week, the competition has stepped up. Alabama State is a good team. Prairie, they'll get some tougher tasks, especially their best team, the team that they'll give them the most challenge will probably be on April 10th when they play Alabama A&M. But as of right now, to have Jackson State in the top 25, coming off a 4-8 year, having them to be the only HBCU in the FCS top 25 is huge, and you got to clap it up for Coach Prime. Give props where props is due. I mean, you can say what you want about Deion's style, about him being on social media everywhere, about him being a part of the Barstool, having all the guys from Barstool on the sidelines and all of that stuff. It's working. And he's going to have to continue to show, though, that these guys can win games, and then they can put these guys at the next level. And that, as I said in previous videos, is only going to raise the level of competition. Guys at Alabama A&M and at Alcorn and at Prairie View and at Southern, they're going to have to get better players to want to try to compete with Deion, compete with Prime. And it's all there. The foundation is there. And also, shout out to the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Apparently, they don't have water right now. So we got to get that fixed too. It's great that they're having success on the football field, but let's get this. Hey, let's get it together. Whatever I can do to help the city of Jackson to get some water, whatever I can do, I'll be able to try to use my platform or whatever I have. I don't have the most followers or whatever, but I have a little something to try to help you guys get some water, because as much as I love Deion Sanders and what he's doing with Jackson, Mississippi, as Jackson State as a school, Jackson, Mississippi doesn't have clean water. We need to try to help that out right now. So once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. at the Black Boss Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be in the Victory Formation Sports Show. We go live every morning from 9 a.m. Eastern to roughly 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many good topics we have. So be sure to tune in for that Victory Formation Sports Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way.